Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am doing another, just crocheting a little bit of the for another notions pouch. This is an extra one I'm doing. I was just doing this for a while I'm doing this video, but that's the one I'm doing for Emma, and I've put this zip, I've stitched the zip in. As you can see my stitches, I stitch the zip in by hand with the same colour because I go through the loops across the top there. So like I showed you, that's the sewing, the stitching on the wrong side of the zip, but the little cloth lining I put inside covers that. I cover that when I stitch. I hand stitch that over as well. So that's as much as I've done of that. It just needs the lining sewn in, and then I can work the sides up, close the sides up on it. And I picked a nice one of the little bits of material that was sent to me as Happy Meal a little while ago. Picked out one of the little pieces out of there to put in it. So I'll get that finished off tomorrow, because I'm only doing my crochet things in the morning. But this one here I was just doing while I'm doing this video, because I can't do any of my knitting while I'm doing this, because Derek's cardigan I've got right up to the shoulders. There you can see that was where I started the armhole shaping there. And it's up to the shoulders now, where I'm going to do a bit more of the knit along tutorial that I was doing. So I can't knit any more of that until I get to my table in my dining room and put my camera in the apparatus that I have on the dining room table, so I can show you about how to do the shoulders and the neck. So I couldn't do that. I had to put that to one side until I do that. And then I'll be doing a bit more, because that's Derek's in the afternoon. I'll be doing a bit more of that when I sort that out. And this was my own knitting. I finished my own cardigan. I finished the sleeve off last night. That's the first sleeve finished. And I started the second sleeve. I wound another cake, one of the balls up, because I had to start a new ball. I had a little bit to do, as you can see, where I joined it on the, it was the last couple of rows of the rib. I had to join in a new ball. And I'm knitting away last night. That wool didn't feel the same to me. And I'm looking at it, and of course, if at night time the light's not the same as during the day. So I checked the label on the ball, and it was the same lot number, the same colour number, but that just did not feel right. And I had done from the rib up to there, I'd done the first lot of the little holes for the pattern, and it just did not feel right. So I checked it again, I put it down, and that was when I started doing this last night. I started doing a little bit of this last night, because I couldn't do anything more. I couldn't do any of Derek, because I was ready to do the tutorial, and I wasn't doing the bag, sewing the little bag up with the night time. So I just put it down. And I looked at it this morning, and you know that wool is not the same. While the colour looks exactly the same, and put them together, it looks exactly the same, but it is slightly finer. And that was what the problem was. When I was knitting, it just did not feel right. And I've looked at the wool. You can't see on here, but I can pull a little bit out. I'm trying to find the end, where the end is, to pull it out from there. Oh, there, pull it out from there. That's it there. Dropped it on the floor now. It's on my knee. You probably can't notice it, but I can. It is wound, the new ball is much finer and it's wound tighter. And there is a very slight difference to the shade. The shade is just that fraction lighter. And that was the problem with it. I could feel the difference in the wool in my hand when I was knitting with it. So I am having to pull this out, what I've knitted. But in case you're wondering what that needle is in there, this is how when I make a mistake and I want to pull something out without having to lose the stitches and having to put the stitches on a needle. That is a smaller needle. I knit the rib on 3mm, and this is a 2.75mm needle because I need a needle with a slightly finer. So I've threaded that needle across where I think that I think I'm on the right row. I'm not absolutely certain. It's hard to tell actually, but I've went across the row, picking those stitches up, and now I'm going to just show you what I do. This is what I do when I have to pull anything out. I'll just let this go down on the floor and I'll wind it up on the cone afterwards. But that's so annoying, but I'm glad I only did a little bit, so I don't have a lot to pull out. And it was a little bit difficult to pick this up because it was, I think I went wrong on the first 2 stitches. I'll take that stitch out, pick that one up, that one out. Yeah, I think the first 2 stitches I started too high up. There. That was a problem with this wool. I was picking up, I picked up the threads on there. Picked up a bit of the thread on that one there, you can see. I may have done that further along as well because it splits very easy, this wool. So I have to be careful when I come to that bit. And that's my stitches on the needle ready to knit again. And I'll just knit the way I normally do, straight from the needle. I might have to check these over the purl stitches because every knit stitch I knit into the back of, and I think I picked up the knit stitch right, but I'm not sure about, because the purl stitch is actually a knit stitch on the other side. But I'll sort that out when I start knitting across the row with the new wool. And that is where my wool ended. So I'm on the, I think I need to go past back 1 row to get to there. Or I put that on, no, I'll put that on the other needle. Find my, that's my 3mm needle. I'm on the right row, just it's on the right, on the wrong side. So I'm just picking up the stitches, put it onto the other needle. When I come to that bit there, that's it, that's off. I have the start of the row at the wrong side because that should have been on the end of the needle, not at the beginning. So I started on the wrong side when I put the needle in. And I think I picked the stitches up right because they're coming off the right way. So that saved me a little bit of work having to, trying to pick the stitches up, because when you just pull it out and then try to pick the stitches up, you tend to lose the stitches. Some of them drop down further than you want. So I've just went across that row and picked, I've got one the wrong way around there. That's it. That's ready to knit now. It's on the right side. So that's that sorted out. And now I'm going to wind that wool up on here and put this away. And I'm glad I had one ball left, because I had been knitting with this for other orders and things like that. And I had just put away what I thought I would need, but I had one extra ball left, which was put amongst my spare balls. And I'm glad I had that ball, because I would have had to finish it with this. And with this being thinner, I don't know why I'm winding that. I should just, I can't put it back on the wool winder, can I? The sleeve would have been different. It wouldn't have been, probably it wouldn't have come out as wide, and the number of rows would have been different as well. So I'm glad I had that one spare ball, and that it was the right thickness. There, I'll just stick that in there. That'll probably do for a little child's cardigan or something. So now I'm going to have to wind that one up into a cake now. Because I do prefer knitting straight from the cake much better than the ball. So that's that one sorted. And then another rant is what I was telling you about the Irish tax thing. I sent them on Saturday morning, I think it was. I sent them in my HMRC self-assessment forms, my tax returns. They've rejected that as well. I'm just livid. There's just nothing they'll accept. And when I looked on the account thing, on my Google AdSense account thing, they had on what you should put in, a tax residence certificate, which I've already done, and they've rejected that too. There just doesn't seem anything I can do about it. So I'm just going to have to fill in a tax thing when they start taking the tax off me and get it back from my own government, which is really annoying me. But I have filled it in again. I have sent the tax certificate form again, just to see whether they refuse it again. But I wish they would tell me exactly what they want, not what they think we should send, because they're not accepting anything we do send. So that's another rant anyway. But I have a nice couple of little photographs I'm going to show you. I was at my granddaughter's yesterday, and one of the dogs, his name's Axel, the little Frenchie. Me and my granddaughter were sitting at the table. I was doing a little bit crochet, and we were having a cup of tea and a biscuit. Couldn't get on the settee because the kids were lounging all over it, playing games on the television. They had some game that was the three of them could play at, and the three of them took up the whole settee. So me and Cheryl had to sit at the table. And Axel decided to come and join me, but there was method in his madness. Because I said to Cheryl, "Oh, I think he's come to help with my crochet." And she says, "No, Nana," she says, "it's a biscuit tin on the table, that's what he's up for." So my granddaughter took a couple of photos I'm going to show you. So I'm going to stop this video. It's just a few seconds. You can see what we have to put up with. So I hope you like those two photographs. My granddaughter just got them right. Because he's a little devil, that little dog. He actually ended up on the table. We had to tell him off and put him down. No, put him down on the floor, not up. And I have been knitting just a few stitches with this other ball of wool, and I can tell just those few stitches that this is the same wool as what the rest of the cardigan is made out of. I can tell from the feel of it. it is slightly thicker, and I can tell by what the stitches look like, and so I'm glad I didn't do too much. And hey, some things will go right for me one day. So that's my little bit for today. So that's 2 rants over with, and just to get on with my knitting, I just finished this row, and I was charging my phone up to put my phone into the apparatus thing in my dining room to do the little bit of more of the knit along for Derek's cardigan, because I didn't have enough charge on it, so I was charging it up. I think it's fully charged now. Yes, it's on 85%. I only charge my phone up to 85% because that's what they recommend, that you don't charge it up to 100% every time, because it ruins the battery. Actually, the battery lasts longer if you don't charge it right to the full amount. So I'm just finishing this row, and then I'll put this down, and then I'll get on with Derek's. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.